Hello YouTube, this is Mr. Saska Dragon, and we have a deck profile on Photons. So we run 3 Photon Thrashers. Now Photon Thrasher is the Cyber Dragon of the deck. Although this card cannot attack if there are other monsters on your side of the field, so it's not too bad, but it's a 2100 beta. Then we have 3 Photon Saber Tigers. Now this card is a definite because it is a +1. You summon out 1 Photon Saber Tiger, you get to bring another one to your hand. Sadly, it loses 800 attack points if it's the only Photon Saber Tiger on the field, but there are ways around that, of course. Then we run 3 Daybreakers. Now, if you use things like Photon Veil and Photon Lead in conjunction with each other, you can bring out these 3 cards straight away. So you can go into Chaos number 39 Utopia Ray, or you could go into Illuminite, or you could just exceed into a rank 4. So it really depends on what type of rank 4 you want to go for, either attributing all 3 level 3 Daybreakers, or just only using 2. Then of course we use 3 Photon Crushers. It's a common and it's a 2000 beat stick. If this card does attack, it is changed to defense position at the end of the damage step, so you really want to only use this card if you're going to go for a big hard hitter. Now we run 2 Photon Lizards. Now this card is quite interesting because once it's summoned, you contribute this card to add 1 level 4 or lower monster from your deck to your hand. The effect of this card can only be used once per turn, but it only can be used for Photon monsters, so this card is like the Sangan for Photons. A very, very good card. Then we run 1 Shining Angel. Now, Shining Angel is an interesting card because, of course, it's a light. But if this card gets destroyed, you can search for Photon Lizard and then tribute off the Photon Lizard to get a Thrasher or a Crusher to your hand, which makes it quite interesting. Then we run 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. You can special summon this card by attributing 2 monsters with 2000 attack points. So this card really is a kick-ass if you have 2 powerful beat sticks on the field. Then of course I run 1 Morphinger, just in case I have a really bad hand. I literally want to get rid of my whole hand, send it to the graveyard and refresh my hand. It's just a little tech card I put in there. We run 1 Honest, of course. We run through 2 Photon Cerberus. When this card is summoned, neither player can activate trap cards while this card is face up on the field. A really, really good card to have. So if you're going for a real hard hit attack and you got this on the field, your opponent can't activate anything. But that goes for you as well, so you have to be really careful about what you're doing. Then we run 3 One Day of Peace. Each player gets to draw 1 card and neither player takes any damage, which is a good thing, of course. Then we run 2 Photon Leads. This lets you special summon 1 level 4 or lower light monster from your hand in face of attack position. So if you could use it in conjunction with Daybreaker, or you could summon out a Thrasher, then you could summon out a Photon Crusher, then you could activate Photon Lead to bring out another beat stick. So there are so many things you could do with Photon Lead. Then we run 2 MSTs, which is staple, 1 Photon Veil. Now Photon Veil comes in pretty handy because if you really want a third monster in your hand, or you want 3 of the same card, you activate this card by shuffling those 3 light monsters in your hand to the deck, and then bring out 3 monsters from your deck, depending, because you have to have the same name of the 3 monsters you're bringing out. So it has to be 3 Daybreakers or 3 Photon Crushers, 3 Thrashers, if you are getting more than 1 monster. So this card really does come in handy. 1 Book of Moon, of course. 1 Pot of Avarice, of course. 1 Dark Hole, of course. 1 Storm. 1 Polymerization for our Twin Photon Lizard. Mind Control. Monster Reborn. And now we go into the traps. We run 2 Call of the Haunted, staple these days. 2 Bombless. 1 Magic Cylinder. This card come in quite handy, to be honest. I really enjoyed this card. Illuminize. Now this card is quite interesting because excuse me, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, and 1 face-up light monster you control gains attack equal to the attack of that monster until your next end phase. So it's basically taking all of your monster's attack points and powering up your monster. So their monster literally attack gets negated, and then you blow the hell out of their monster next turn. So it really does help out. Then of course 1 Metal Reflect Slime, just in case on the off chance they have a big hitter and you don't have it to defend yourself. This card really does come in handy because it's a 3000 defender. So this is a good tech card. 1 Mirror Force, of course. 1 Torrential Tribute. Now we go into the side deck. 1 Twin Photon Lizard. Now this card I found can actually get around Bottomless Trap Hole. Because once you bring this to the field and they go bottomless, you can chain its effect by attributing this face-up card to bring back the 2 fusion material monsters to make this card. So if it's 2 Photon Thrashers, you get to bring those back to the field. So this card really does come in handy. And of course 2 number 39 Utopias, of course, and of course 1 Chaos number 39 Utopia Ray. As I said earlier, you can special summon a lot of monsters straight away, and you can get a lot of light monsters on the field, and this requires 3 level 4 light monsters. So it's quite interesting, or you can use it through the effect of Utopia, but if you want to bring this out even quicker, you have that ability as well. So please of course tell me what you think of this deck, and I'll be quite interested to know what you think. And please rate and subscribe. Please tell me what you think you would change to the deck and what you'd add or take away. And please give your advice below. This is Mr. Sasuke Dragon, and I'm signing out.